Well, what a fascinating 48 hours for the Padres. Two huge swings, unfortunately misses. The latest to Aaron Judge, kind of in the heat of the night at Petco Park. Bob Nightingale reporting, which doesn't mean it's accurate, that the Padres offered $400 million for Aaron Judge, more than the Yankees would ultimately pay him. Earlier, we found out that it was confirmed that Trea Turner was offered $342 million by the Padres, the richest contract in baseball history. For a shortstop, he elected to choose the Phillies. So where do the Padres go from now? It is the wrap-up show with Jon and Jim. First of all, thank you guys for your support yesterday. All the subscribers. We probably picked up 40 or 50 subscribers yesterday, as we've now blown past 4,000 subscribers. So please, a great way to support this channel, if you're here live or on replay, is to subscribe. That is a great way to support this channel. You can smash the like button for us as well. You can follow us on Twitter at Jon Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. If you want to make sure we get your comment here today, another great way to support this channel is with a super chat. You can click the $ in the chat box down below. If you want to become a member and get custom emojis, click the join button down below. So a lot to get into over the next 45 minutes, Jim. I mean, Aaron Judge, who really thought that this was a possibility heading into even last night? Giants and Yankees. Heyman says RC Judge is going to the Giants. Aaron Judge ends up going to the Yankees, but the Padres did make a last-ditch effort to land another right fielder.
Yeah, you see that number and you're like, what?
How much money?
But it's one of those things where you look at, okay, 342 for Trea Turner, 400 for Aaron Judge. They are not afraid to spend big-time money. And if that's the case, it doesn't make me feel completely, fully 100% confident that they're going to re-sign Juan Soto. But like with Manny Machado and Juan Soto, the Siler's willing to spend what it seems like whatever it takes, because these contracts, they offer more money for Turner, they offered more money for Judge, and we have to remember here, Trea Turner was always going to go back to the East Coast. That was, I guess, like known, right? Aaron Judge, it would have taken a lot for him to get out of New York.
Yeah, so these dudes aren't choosing the Royals for this whole, like, what's wrong with the Padres? Why
There's
are
nothing
they
wrong.
the bridesmaid? Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. You're trying to lure players that have a strong tie somewhere away, and that's obviously challenging. I mean, Judge didn't want to go home.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm the Giants today, like, and I'm the fan base,
that's a crushing blow. Yeah.
It is. That team's not going anywhere. Okay, so if you're a Padres fan, you look at this team, and I saw people like, guys, I want you guys to just look at this team and read off some of the players they have on this team. Juan Soto, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., Joe Musgrove, Yu Darvish, Blake Snell, Josh Hader, Jay Cronenworth. Now, granted, it's they need more, and by more I mean they need pieces to fill out holes, right? But the core of this team is still pretty good. Now, would have been better, obviously, if they got Trea Turner or Aaron Judge. Absolutely. But it's not like they're the Giants today. If you're the Giants today, you got major problems. You don't have major problems today if you're the Padres.
I would say this, and again, thank you guys for hanging out. As you make your way in, subscribe, smash the like button. If you want to support with the super chat, click the $ down below. We'll get to all the supers. I would say this, that it's very fast. Here's the most fascinating part of it to me, that AJ Preller in 24 hours basically pivoted from Fernando Tatis Jr. as an outfielder to Fernando Tatis Jr. as an infielder. Because if you sign Trea Turner, Tatis is an outfielder. If you sign
Aaron
Judge, then he's an infielder, because you're not going to have Judge and Soto and Tatis, presumably. I mean, that's a ridiculous outfield. I mean, I guess that's a possibility. I would presume that you would have had Soto and Judge in your outfield and then someone else, and you wouldn't have signed that shortstop, and you would have given Tatis the opportunity to be the shortstop, and you wouldn't have signed a first baseman. You move Cronenworth over, you move Kim over. So literally in 24 hours, I said, you know what? Tatis is an outfielder. You know what? Tatis is an infielder. I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, they're talking like in $300 million deals, saying $342 million for Turner. Tatis is an outfielder. $400 million for Judge. Tatis is an infielder. I mean, that's wow. What an about face in 24 hours. Or maybe he can do a little bit of everything. Or maybe they have no clue,
Well, that's
what they can do with him.
That's the position flexibility that AJ Preller loves. It was funny
Right.
because yesterday when Preller was on with Darren and Marty on the air told Preller, Aaron Judge just signed with the
Yeah.
Giants.
Just kidding.
I know, but you kind of like heard it in his voice, like, wait, what?
I don't know if we heard it in his voice or not.
I was right there. I saw him. It
Yeah.
was kind of like, huh? What?
That's funny because we're meeting with him in 2 hours.
Yeah, we're meeting with him later
Right.
tonight.
Right.
Yeah, they desperately want to get a big time bat here. And the good thing is there's still big time bats out there. This isn't like it's over. and now granted it's a little harder now because I think the Jose Abreu and Trea Turner and Aaron Judge, those guys are perfect fits, plug and play, ready to go. Bogarts and Correa, those guys are great players as well. But the difference between the other guys and Correa and Bogarts is that they predominantly will only play shortstop. Trea Turner, you can move around anywhere. Aaron Judge, you need an outfielder. Okay. Jose Abreu needed a first baseman.
True, although I don't think Turner was coming here not to play short for the next like 5 years.
No, I agree with you, but there's still opportunities to go elsewhere, like around the diamond.
Well, here's the way I look at it, and let me get to this first super of the day, and I think it's a good point from Jared. Like you said, I mean, they have money. If they don't land one of these coveted players, like he talks about Correa and Xander or Rodon, he says, use that Judge money on Correa and Xander and Rodon. And thank you, Jared. Thank you for the supers. Click the $ down below if you want to contribute with a super like our buddy Jared McCarthy, who's a member as well. If you don't land any of these players, you've got a Soto extension you need to secure. You've got a Machado opt-out that's going to happen. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you look at anything that's transpired over the last 48 hours and say that Manny Machado's not going to opt out? Now, you might be able to re-sign him, but I don't see really a realistic scenario where he doesn't opt out based on what kind of money is being thrown around. It's like Joe Musgrove. Why did you sign that $100 million deal when Taijuan Walker's getting $80 million?
He would have gotten $150 million this offseason.
Exactly. So exactly. That's exactly right. He would have gotten $150 million. So Machado, in all likelihood, depending on the season, is going to opt out. But you got Machado, you got Soto, you got Ohtani. And you say, Ohtani, what are you talking about? You can't put anything past AJ Preller or Peter Seidler. So,
no,
they're going to make an offer for Shohei Ohtani. Now, will they land them? I mean, they've missed out on Trea Turner and Aaron Judge. So it's not like it's going to be easier to land Shohei Ohtani. And it's not like there's going to be less offers. There will be more for Shohei Ohtani. And that's even if he's available. Because there's a scenario he stays. We have no clue.
And
you have to think
traded. You have to think about this too. 5 years ago, they're not even sniffing a meeting with Aaron Judge.
No.
Okay. They're not even sniffing a $400 million contract offer. Like, that's not happening. Right. So for everybody that's upset that the Padres didn't get Aaron Judge, first of all, was anybody thinking at the start of free agency the Padres had a legitimate shot at Aaron Judge?
No. I didn't think it yesterday.
So let's not cry over something that the Padres never had. Okay. Or like it's like, oh, how can I be upset about not having $1 million when I never had $1 million?
Right.
But I still have like a bunch of money in my bank account, and that bunch of money is Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Manny Machado, So
I just don't understand. If you're talking $400 million for players, how can you not make a really competitive offer for Kodai Senga or for Carlos Rodon?
I think with the thing with Trea Turner and Aaron Judge, like those guys are no doubters, no brainers, nothing you have to no like advanced scouting you have to do. You just look at the numbers and boom, you're ready to go. Kodai Senga, you're going to need to maybe scout him a little more just because he's a guy that hasn't pitched in the big leagues.
Yeah, but let me give you the opposite side of that conversation. Judge at age 39 making $40 million could be one of the worst contracts ever.
No, it will be. It will be.
Where Senga at age 34 making $20 million, right? Someone at age 39 making 40 and someone else at age 33 making 20, it's nowhere near the risk. It's nowhere near. Now, the reward of Judge at age 31 might be more significant than, Kodai Senga in the big leagues coming over from Japan. But yeah, I mean, it's still a risk. I mean, Trea Turner, age 40, Aaron Judge, age 39. Aaron Judge is a 300-pound player. Is he going to hold up for the next 10
No.
years? We have no clue. Right. There's reason to believe he wouldn't.
That's essentially, when you look at it, probably like a 4 or 5 year deal that you're going to get
for $400 million.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, basically, because the rest of the deal is going to look like shit.
Right. But again, if it brings a championship somewhere, it's worth it. And if it brings a championship here, of course it would be worth it. So really, fascinating 48 hours. Like you said, I don't personally believe there's a huge difference between Trea Turner, Carlos Correa, or Xander Bogaerts.
I don't either.
Now, Bogaerts met with the Red Sox this morning. I don't know what that means.
Well, but Jon Heyman is, man, dude.
Man.
We dealt with it 2 years ago with Ken Rosenthal, and this year, Jon Heyman. And
this is way worse. This is not even comparable to Max Scherzer to the Padres. You're talking about like the biggest slugger in American League history.
Because one, to Ken's credit, he kept that tweet up. He is still up there, and he dealt with it. Right. That punk Heyman deleted the tweet.
Oh, did he? I didn't even realize that. Why? And then he apologized like 15 minutes.
I know,
later.
And he also then spelled the name wrong. So it's better to get it right than be first.
Yeah, I know they're in a weird business. I'm glad we're not in that. I mean, I would say this: like, what world are we living in? And what a great world we're living in, even though they've missed out. Where the San Diego Padres are essentially the George Steinbrenner Yankees of the 1990s.
They're
like,
just throwing money.
They're not getting beaten in dollars. They will be competitive for everyone. You cannot rule them out from any player. Alden Gonzalez from ESPN told us yesterday, and it was confirmed again, just like it was with Turner and now with Judge, that he fancies high-end talent. That's what matters to AJ Preller, and he's proven it time and time again. Go look at the track record and resume from the 2015 winter meetings when he's going out and getting talent above all else, above fit, above anything, right? And it didn't work then. It has worked to some degree, obviously, over the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, resulting in the National League Championship Series. But if there's any, make no mistake, AJ Preller sees himself as someone that needs to acquire a certain level of superstar talent to win. And you look at the games they did win in the postseason, and who contributed to those wins? Guys like Yu Darvish and Juan Soto and Manny Machado and Joe Musgrove. I mean, yeah, like the other pieces are nice. You know, I'm sure Josh Bell had a big moment. You know what I mean? And Brandon Drury has a hit here, but you can't win without the Juan Sotos and without the Yu Darvishes. You just can't.
No, and you can't win without like guys like Nick Martinez and Robert Suarez, and even to a lesser extent, Hassan Kim. Just maybe he made a really good defensive play, or Jake Cronenworth, who gets the go-ahead, single against the Dodgers in Game 4. Like, it's not all about just the big names. You need the others to contribute. We talked about that all postseason.
But man, he's into the big names.
I know. And look, it's not just the big names, it's the biggest of names. It's the top of the free agent class.
I really love this deal that just came down. It was 8 minutes ago. Wilson Contreras to the Cardinals for 5 years, $87 million. Top end offensive catcher in baseball, $18 million a year. I think a lot of people thought he'd get $100 million plus last year.
And if you're the Cubs, oof.
Yeah, to lose Wilson Contreras to the Cardinals. And I think that's, I don't know if it's a bargain, but I don't think it's anything ridiculous. I really don't. Again, we said catcher is an area that they could upgrade at. He's talking about a bat. He has said a corner bat. Wilson Contreras wouldn't fit that, but that's what I like. And I've seen it all over the chat. We've said it all the time over the last week or so on the wrap-up show on radio. Why not take this money and spread it out?
Yeah.
Why not take this money and spread it out?
And we've said Rodon, Senga, like the thing with Rodon that I forgot about is that he has a qualifying offer. And so if the Padres ended up signing Rodon, they have to give up a draft pick. Is that correct?
I believe there's a qualifying offer on him. I don't have those in front of me, but
I think Rodon got a qualifying offer.
That means they have to give up actually 2 picks and $1 million in international money. 2 picks.
Yes.
Second pick and their 5th pick.
And what does Preller love more than top end talent?
Picks, but yeah, exactly.
Picks and international picks. Like that's just what he loves more than anything. So guess what? You don't have to do that for Senga.
Right. You don't have to do that for
you don't have to do that
dude that got posted yesterday.
But here's also another thing too. Did Turner and Judge have qualifying offers? I'm sure they did.
I mean, Judge had to. I don't know about Turner. But here it is. Trea, Judge, and Xander have qualifying offers too.
Okay. Well, it's different. I think it's different for those guys just because
Right. You like
they're just
have to have
different.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, you like they have to have guys, and
Right.
I think it's different maybe just for a pitcher, and the maybe Preller doesn't want to give out a big time contract to a pitcher. He'd rather do it for a hitter instead.
Yeah. I mean, yes, the Musgrove money is obviously not Judge money. 100 million is 25%, 400 million. So it's nowhere
Right.
even in comparison, but 100 million is not nothing. Of
But
course
it's
he
also
was.
not 175 million.
Yeah, no, you're right. See, we talked about this a little bit, Calvin. Yeah, I don't think it is that. I really don't. I think when you have a player as good as Turner, they choose where they go. When you have a player as good as Judge, they choose where they go. And there's so many factors. And these guys, not only are they going to make $300-400 million, there's so much money in endorsement and marketing. I mean, the money is like they're getting it. So it's like, where do they ultimately see the best fit? I would be concerned if Aaron Judge signed with the Orioles today and Trea Turner signed with the Royals and the Padres had the best offer. I'd be really concerned.
Yep.
But the Phillies were in the World Series last year, and the Yankees have won 27 World Series, and he was drafted by them. He's going
Yep.
to spend his entire career in pinstripes. That's compelling, I think, for a number of players.
Yeah, and you just set the record for Yankees home runs in a single season.
No, American League home runs and Yankees, but I mean,
Yeah, well,
even better.
Yeah, and who's the guy that he passed for the record? I forget his
Yeah.
name.
Oh, was it Babe Ruth? And was it Roger Maris?
It was Babe Ruth and Roger Maris. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Those two guys. Those are pretty big names.
Like you are in that Jeter ilk, right?
And when
that's unique.
And it's like, okay, cool. I might have left $40 million on the table.
But he didn't. He plays in New York. You know what kind of
That's my
endorsement
point.
money there is? Yeah.
Yeah, you play in New York, dude. You're going to be on every single national commercial
And he
for the
already
rest
is.
of your life. And
Yeah.
he already is. You're right. So there's no money lost here for Aaron Judge. It was about where he wanted to play and honestly where he thinks he has a better chance to. I mean, the Yankees aren't like a shit team.
No, of course not. And I bet his actual take home, Jim, if we saw what he makes in endorsements and everything, I mean, he's in the 50, 60, $70 million range.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's one of the richest athletes probably in America. So again, Padres miss out on Aaron Judge. They miss out on Trea Turner. Will they be able to land a Xander Bogaerts or a Carlos Correa or a Kodai Senga or a Chris Bassett or whomever? We want to hear from you again. We'll get to all your super chats. If you want to click the $sign in the chat box down below. Thank you for being here. Again, we picked up probably 40 or 50 subscribers yesterday as we've flown past 4,000. Please subscribe. If you're a Padres fan, that's all we ask. Please subscribe. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. And while we have a moment, we do want to tell you about our title sponsor, and that is Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. And he has been with us since day one of this channel, which is probably about 18 months ago, something like that, 15, 18 months ago. Mark Nimitz is a great insurance agent. Take that from me because I have my homeowners and my earthquake insurance through Mark. If you switch your insurance to Mark, he will save you $750. So as simple as that. If you want to save money, you contact Mark. There's a link down below. Here's his website. You can get a quote online in minutes. Great insurance agent. If you ever have an issue, if you ever have to file a claim, he's going to save you thousands of dollars. That happened with my family earlier in 2022. So again, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, great insurance agent, lifelong Padres fan, a San Diegan. So if you want to support a San Diego business, please get in contact with Mark Nimitz. And before you renew your insurance, give Mark a call. He will save you money in 2023.
Yeah. All his information is above my head. mnimitz at farmersagent.com. When you reach out to him, let him know that Jon and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you.
All right. So thank you, Mark. And thank you guys for hanging out. You saw that super that rolled in from our buddy Solo Dolo. Thanks, guys, for hanging out on, what is it, a Wednesday morning, whether you're here live or on replay. Please subscribe. And this is my takeaway, too. This is my takeaway as well. Solo Dolo saying Padres are all in on making history at all cost. I don't know what happened to Jim. Maybe a call is coming in or something.
Yeah, stupid call.
Yeah, I hate that. I know. I hate that. I mean, this is kind of my takeaway as well. I mean, how could you look at it any other way? They would have been the first team in baseball history with three $300 million contracts on the same team. That's now the Yankees. But that's all you need to know. Like, they are all in. Will it work? We'll find out. But they are all in.
They are 100% all in. And if you don't think that Preller would be all in next offseason for Shohei Ohtani, then you're out of your mind, because absolutely now he will. And the prospects of giving a $400+ million contract to Juan Soto is something that I don't think the Padres aren't going to do. They're absolutely 100% going to do it, you know? if Manny Machado opts out, which I mean, if he has another season like last season, why wouldn't he? It just doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't he? I know every fans here are thinking with their heart instead of their head, but if you're Manny Machado and you can opt out and make $150 million more,
Yeah,
potentially,
right. We would all do it.
right. And he did that when he signed with the Padres. He took the money 100%
Right. I mean, he didn't.
over
Right. I
everything.
mean, unlike again, I mean, Turner Judge. I mean, maybe you could make the argument that yeah. I mean, Machado had an offer in Chicago to play for the White Sox in the mid 200s. Didn't take it. Turner had an offer to take more money. Didn't take it. Judge had an offer to take more money. Didn't take it. Kind of interesting how it's all played out. Yes, thank you, Daniel. We agree. Mark Nimitz. Again, if you have insurance
Yes.
needs, click that link down below. Or if you just want to talk about the Padres, he will legitimately just talk to you about the Padres. Let me get back to Solo Dolo. Thank you again for the supers, guys. Just click the $ in the chat box down below. Solo Dolo saying if they landed Judge, every game is nationally televised. It's true. They would have had so many. They still have had a good number over the last couple of years.
You know what's funny? Like the ironic thing about Aaron Judge staying with the Yankees. Guess where their first game of the year is next year?
Giants, right?
It's in San Francisco.
That is funny. I mean, again, like from that perspective, and it's not a Giants channel, but it's like the Rosenthal moment for the Padres when Rosenthal says you got Scherzer and you don't land Scherzer. And then I think Judge is a bigger name because he played in New York City and hit 62 home runs last year and is one of the biggest names in the history of the sport, really, or modern history of the sport. I mean, that is just a complete backbreaker. And you can't backfill from Aaron Judge. You can't. I mean, you can pretend like you can, but you can't because they wanted Aaron Judge and they don't end up with him. So that's a big loss.
Way worse.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about getting Aaron Judge all season.
And they land Mitch Haniger. I mean, that's not the same.
No, not the same. And Jock Peterson,
right. A little bit of a different look.
Just a little.
Man, I'm excited for next season. Just in general.
I mean, there's still so much offseason left too. Like this
I
is
know,
not
over 100 days.
Over.
Yeah, no, over 100 days.
But so far, I mean, good winter meetings. I mean, you got Turner, Verlander, Judge, DeGrom.
It's amazing, and it's early. I'd be shocked if there wasn't another big name today.
And you still got Correa, Bogarts, Rodon, Senga on the board.
Yep, absolutely. So let me get to the super from our buddy Alex. Alex, thank you so much for your support of this channel. Thank you guys again. Click the $ down below if you want to support this channel with a super chat. It means a ton to us here on the wrap-up show. And please subscribe if you're here as well. Alex saying, Correa and Boris are looking at the Padres' offers. They are going Judge and Turner like sharks, whether or not they are interested. Okay, so using the Padres potentially as leverage, which you could argue has happened now with both Turner and Judge to get deals done elsewhere. Will that continue to be the story with agents and players around baseball get bought up, so to speak, by the Padres to then end up somewhere else? I think this is more coincidence and happenstance than anything else.
Yeah, and look, it's not like the Padres got outbid here. Like they didn't.
They didn't.
Right. I don't think that they're sitting there thinking to themselves like, oh, we need to up our offer. They probably put this offer on the table and be like, that's what we like. They didn't. I don't think they got driven. Their price got driven up by anybody.
Right. That's a good point. Right. The opposite would be if these players took if they took more money from the Padres, it'd be like, oh my gosh, look at the Padres. They're foolish. You know, like how could they? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't think it's a leverage play. The Padres were in the NLCS last year.
That's
so funny. The Padres are being used in these conversations.
I mean, it is hilarious to think that during I would have loved to be in those meetings about their offseason plans and them just flat out saying, all right, so our first plan would be go after Trea Turner. If that doesn't work, we're going to go after Aaron Judge.
And if that doesn't work, we'll go after Kodai Senga and Carlos Correa.
Yeah, no, like what?
Right. It goes back to who said it. I mean, I thought it's a good point from Kevin Acey. He's like, AJ Preller doesn't have a plan A. He's got 15 plan A's.
True.
It's not like the whole offseason is contingent on one move. Because when it doesn't work, he pivots.
You just move.
This is definitely a name to keep an eye on, I would say, Brandon Nimmo, because it's not going to be like an Aaron Judge contract, If you look at his career, honestly, and if you look at what he provides, I mean, he's had really nice years. I'm going to look him up right now in terms of age. But Brandon Nimmo he's 29 years of age. Last year was a really good year. The year before was a really good year. Like, this is a solid player. Let me just see here the stats for Nimmo.
He had the batting title last year.
No, not last year, did he?
Thought so.
I don't think so.
Brandon Nimmo?
I think maybe a couple years ago. But I'm trying to find. I mean, this is he's like a solid, solid option center fielder.
Oh, sorry, he hit 274 this year.
Yeah, 800 OPS.
Someone else.
But I'm thinking he doesn't really run, but he's had nice years. I mean, he hit 292 in 2021. He's not a power guy, but he gets on base at a really good clip. Look at his career on base percentage, 385. So, I think it would be it's a massive upgrade in center field. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, Brandon Nimmo would be a massive upgrade in center field.
It'd be the biggest upgrade over Trent. Anybody's.
Yeah.
But imagine if the upgrade, they went from Trent Grisham to Aaron Judge.
That would be a real upgrade. That would be a real upgrade. That would. Let me get back to these supers. Thank you, Solo Dolo. And again, thank you guys for the supers and for hanging out. He said, if you're a free agent, if you want to win or get paid, you're calling Preller right now and you're leveraging. Today's price is not yesterday's price for other teams. I mean, I'm sure Preller's fielding some calls based on what's being reported in the media the last 2 days. Like, I'm sure that he's hearing from agents of players. There's no question about it.
There are players out there besides Turner and Judge who I think had pre-planned, if they got the money they wanted, that's where they were going, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would 100% just go for the money.
Right. Of course.
I think one of those guys is like Carlos Correa.
Yeah.
And Carlos Rodon, like those guys. If you gave them the money, regardless of location, they're going there.
I mean, I think it's a really good question here from Alex, and I think it's a good point. By the way, I think 9 out of 10 players take the money, and probably 8 out of 10 to 9 out of 10 take more money. It's different with guys like Turner and Judge. They're so good, and they've made so much, and their earning power is so significant. I don't know if it's the end-all, be-all.
I mean, we know why Turner went to the Phillies, East Coast, and his
He's
wife.
from the East Coast, and his wife lives or grew up in New Jersey. Yeah.
And Aaron Judge stayed with the Yankees because it's the freaking Yankees, and he got exactly what he wanted from them.
And he was offered $200 million. 8 months ago?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. And he got $360 million. I mean, he went from 210 to 360 in an offseason. So he got what he wanted, $150 million, which is a lot of money. These are good questions. I mean, the problem with high AAV deals, if you're the Padres, is you need to extend Juan Soto, and you might need to extend Manny Machado, and you could be blowing through the CBT in the short term by giving someone, like, I'll give you an example. So if Correa was paid, $100 million for 3 years, $35 million a year, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're way over all the CBT projections that anyone's discussed, and you're getting taxed on every dollar.
Yep.
Right. So, you could get it maybe for 25 a year long term, or you can get it for 35 a year short term. Both have their advantages and disadvantages. I think you go beyond 2 years, and it's a little concerning because Soto could get $40 or $50 million a year. So how do you have a $40 or $50 million Soto and a $35 million Correa and a $35 million Machado? That would just be my concern with it. But yeah, I mean, I think both have advantages and disadvantages. I hate the 11-year deal. I think it's stupid. I don't love the let's go pay someone $43 million a year either, but at least he's off the books after a year or two. That's what Correa did last year. It was a 1-year deal, though.
Hey, but look, if I'm giving out one, you say, all right, John, you give out one 11-year deal for over $400+ million. I'm giving it to Juan Soto.
Right. Who's 24.
Like, it's not even a question for me. And so look, in the end, and we might be upset now because they are not upset, but just bummed out.
No, it is. I think it is. Yeah, it's a bummer. Of course it is.
Because of how close it seemed like they
Jeff
were.
Passan tweet at 5 a.m, and of course the San Diego Padres are in it, and you're like, oh my gosh.
You're like, oh, here we go.
Right.
Of course, I was dead asleep, so I didn't see it.
Right. I was up because I had to take my buddy to the airport.
You're like, what time does Jim wake up this morning?
Yeah, I literally saw it happen live, and it was in the 5 a.m. hour in the West Coast.
Of course.
Yeah,
Anyway,
if not earlier. Yeah, it was like 5:10 or something. It was very early.
yeah, what was I saying? I'm giving my 10+ year contract to Juan Soto. Like
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's what I'm doing. I'm
Yeah.
keeping him locked up.
The only other one I would do it for is not a Padre, and it's Shohei Ohtani. So that's worth it because he's playing both
For 10
ways. And
years?
yeah, you have to. Someone's going to do it.
10 years?
I mean, they
How
gave,
old?
of course. I think what is he? 28.
Shohei is he's 28 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely getting a 10-year deal if he wants it. How could he not? He's going to have all the leverage in the world, all of it. He'll be 29. He'll have at least 5 or 6 years of prime left. Right? An elite athlete. So I'd be surprised if he didn't get something like 10 years, unless he didn't want it. Martin, thank you. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Please subscribe if you are here. We have content year-round for Padres fans. We are here for you. Martin says Nimmo Brantley, absolutely a name to keep an eye on. Nathan Eovaldi, Kodai Senga would be a win. Again, Nimmo, Brantley, Eovaldi, Senga are not Judge, Turner, Correa, Bogarts.
Right.
They're alternatives. They're good. I mean, a lot of people are high in Senga. Hence the fact that he's going to get like offers from 5 or 10 teams,
Yeah. And if you brought in Nimmo, Brantley, Eovaldi, and Senga,
yeah, that'd be huge.
That's massive.
Yep.
It's not like the big names.
No, but it's rounding out a roster that we always talk about. And that's like rounding it out in like A+ form. Like that's like real,
Yeah. And if your offseason is those 4 guys plus re-signing Suarez and Martinez.
Yeah, it's a really good offseason. Then you have the trade deadline. He's going to be crazy.
Yeah. And you're not breaking the bank there, theoretically, to get those 4 dudes.
Right.
But it's a lot of, it's also the thought of like, okay, those 4 guys are all good players. But is Aaron Judge or Trea Turner just is better than all 4 of those guys combined?
No, I don't think it's as simple as that. For some teams, maybe it is because that's their need.
I think that's what I mean. I think Keller looked at it that way as like, okay, we can go out and get a bunch of dudes, or we can go out and get the dude.
Right. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating. I mean, it's fascinating the money that they are showing the ability to spend. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, 5 years ago, that wouldn't have been conceivable, I don't think, before this current ownership group. Like when Seidler took over for Fowler, that really changed. That's changed a lot with the Padres. It really has. I do want to remind our viewers about our partner Aura here on the wrap-up show, ORA.organic, great company. Based in San Diego, their co-founder Will is a huge Padres fan. They've got offices in Liberty Station. You can get 30% off your first order just by clicking on that Build Your Routine button that's highlighted right now on screen in green down below. 30% off all plant-based nutritional products. I'm talking about probiotics. I've taken one this morning. I've taken their probiotic for literally 6 months. They have proteins for after workouts, pre-workout supplements, omega-3 oils, sleep and immunity pills, all types of plant-based multivitamins. So you got to check out their website, ora.organic. Everyone's looking to get healthier, especially around the holidays, heading into a new year. It's a great company that supports this channel, that's based in San Diego. If you're a Padres fan, if you support this channel, please check them out, ora.organic. Link down below. Shop as you watch the wrap-up show and get healthier yourself, your family, your friends. Great products for the holidays.
Yeah, go there right now. You live a healthy lifestyle. Stupid fucking. Go there right now. Build your routine.
You okay?
I don't know, dude. Build your routine. Get 30% off your first order. www.aura.organic. Again, you will thank us later.
Remember when the highlight like 4 years ago was like, oh, Rule 5 draft is today. I wonder if they can get that kid from the Red Sox.
Yeah, that was the main piece article that was written by Dennis Lin and AJ Cassavell 5 years ago.
Yeah, like, oh man, who did they even land? I mean, didn't they carry 3 Rule 5 guys in 2017?
Yeah, they did. Who was it? Was Perdomo a Rule 5 guy?
Was Manny Margot Rule 5 here or no?
A Christian Bethencourt. That was the name. That was the name.
Luis Perdomo, exciting. Very, and like what would have been excited 5 years ago is the lottery. Are we going to get the number 2 pick? You know,
Like, did
that
you
would
see
have been.
did you see the Pittsburgh Pirates Twitter last night when they got the number 1 pick? They like freaked
No.
out, and
Oh,
everyone's
that's
like,
pretty funny,
yeah.
actually. Like, were they joking, like making fun of themselves, or were they like serious?
No, they're like, oh my God.
Like, relax. You're going to go get a high school kid from like Georgia that'll be
Here's
in the
the
big leagues in 7 years.
I'm just gonna put this on the screen, and I don't even want to react to it.
What's up, Brian? Good to have you back in the chat. Let me get to the super. Alex says, who's getting their Arson Judge 69 jersey? I don't know. I really don't know.
Arson
the
Judge.
Pirates. Yeah, the Pirates. Come on.
He'll be a forever
Pirates.
giant.
Yeah, exactly. Arson will forever be a giant.
Yep.
I mean, you could also look at it like this. I mean, with both Turner and Judge, easy for me to say when the Padres don't land them, but it might be like not a blessing in disguise necessarily, but like it might not be a bad thing to not have Aaron Judge ages 37, 38, 39 at $40 million a year. Like it's as simple as that.
I 100% agree with you. In the short term, yeah, it would have been amazing. But long term, potentially, okay, now you're losing Juan Soto and probably Manny Machado. Like, there's a lot of things that would have been in play here and a lot of things would have changed if you got Aaron Judge. And by the way, guess what, guys? Getting Aaron Judge would not have guaranteed a World Series.
No, of course not.
So that you have to get that out of your mind. It's like, if we got Aaron Judge, we would have got a world. No. There's still a bunch of other holes on this team that you need to fill with pitching and first base.
Yeah. Like, I don't recall the Yankees getting close to winning a World Series this year.
No. And last time I checked, the Yankees scored how many runs last year? Right. Like a lot. And they didn't even sniff a World Series because guess what? Their pitching wasn't good enough.
And wasn't Aaron Judge bad in the postseason and getting booed?
Aaron Judge has been bad in the postseason his entire career, I think.
Yep. So, again, nobody's perfect. These players aren't perfect, you know. People are saying you started COVID. You're a super spreader. You suck.
Maybe.
All these things. All could be accurate. Maybe I got you sick.
Probably, yeah. That's a good one.
Although
right,
you've been
around you all the time
complaining about this for forever. So we are going to be back in the radio this afternoon. We actually have our Radies Children Hospital Give-a-thon, which is a great event for us over the next day or two on San Diego Sports 760. Of course, we'll be discussing this as well. What does it mean? I mean, now that they missed out on Judge and Turner, but have shown the ability to spend like this, what does it mean? I mean, I would say that the indicators are they're going to spend. That's what you'd be led to believe, that they are going to spend and spend in a real way. Now, does it happen? We're going to find out. I just hope we get answers on Bogarts, Correa, Senga, like soon, day 2, 3. I don't really want to wait, January, February, like sometimes you do. You asked about this, hey, baseball needs a Super Bowl of the offseason. Well, they've gotten it this week.
Good.
Because they've, you can't really ask for more out of the last 2 days.
No, it's been perfect. Like, that's exactly what you want.
I agree. All right, I've got a Pilates class to run to. Is there anything else we've missed out on here today?
Pilates?
Bro, I got like a bad back.
So we're going to do a
Pilates for like 3 years. Yeah, Pilates is good for your back.
I can tell. You look like you work out all the time.
You don't see my back. It's not a workout, dude. It's like a stretch.
Right. It's like yoga.
It's like all 40-year-old women and me.
True.
Right? Okay, so please subscribe to this channel. We have year-round content for Padres fans. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Thank you for the supers and your memberships. Click the join button down below if you want to become a member. You get custom emojis. Thank you for the support of our partners, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. Please support our partners. If you have insurance needs, get in contact with Mark. There is a link down below. He is our title sponsor. And then ora.organic, 30% off your very first order. Plant-based nutritional products, great gift for the holidays. All right, we will catch up on the radio today at 3 p.m. If something breaks, we'll have it for you here on the wrap-up show as well. For Jim, I'm John, and this has been the wrap-up show. Bye-bye.